talking to you about narcissism. So, narcissism is a consistent expression or need for appreciation or admiration, a desire to be the center of attention, and an expression of special treatment reflecting perceived higher status. So, what does that mean? When you come across these people who have the urge to always seek your attention. They need for you to see them all the time. They need for you to praise their work or praise what they do or praise what they accomplish. And if you don't, then you don't care about them. But this is like consistent behavior where you always have to acknowledge them. A desire to be the center of attention, which is basically when you walk in the room, I need to make sure I see you. Make sure I acknowledge you. Make sure when you walk in the room, all eyes and ears are on you. Now, whenever you have a question or whenever you're seeking a response, somebody's there to give it to you. The response can just be you walking in the room. And all nine eyes need to be on you. Because it'll be that one person in the room that their eyes not on you, and you're going to notice that one person, not anybody else. An expression of special treatment reflecting perceived higher status. That means that this person can treat you like you're a peasant, like you only matter because of them and no other reason. If you ever try to step outside of that, like you on their level, they'll seek to knock you down. You have to put them on a pedestal. They are more grand than you. You don't recognize their greatness. You haven't achieved what they achieved. That's why you don't understand. You haven't reached their status. That's why you don't get it. You're here to appease to me, not the other way around. So these are examples of narcissism. Then you have the narcissist, which is a person exhibiting narcissistic behavior or narcissism, but it's on a spectrum and it's all the time. This is a part of this person's personality to have this state of mind. So when he shows up, this particular element of his personality is always going to be there. And these type of people, like I said, are on a spectrum. So you can have the ones that have the highest levels of narcissism that people see consistently all the time. But then it's the ones that have the same level of narcissism, but they're not openly displaying it. And I'm going to talk about the different types of narcissism, or narcissists. But you got to remember that there's more than one type of narcissist. And any one narcissist can have the same traits as another narcissist. So if say for instance you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, they can have the malignant narcissist traits or characteristics, and also they can have a vulnerable narcissist characteristics. So you can have both type of narcissism going on. So just because you can point out that a person is a narcissist, it's important to remember there are different types of narcissists, and any one narcissist can have characteristics of another narcissist or another type of narcissistic behavior. So here are some of the traits for narcissists. You have the type that have the grandiose sense of self-importance. You get that a lot with narcissists. Um, and just like they have that grandiose sense, they can also have that sense that no one cares for them. Like no one sees them for who they really are. Okay, so it's like with grandiose sense of self importance, that can come from the covert, the vulnerable, the malignant, that can come from the classic, all of them. Um, but it can also come out in a victim mentality type of way. Somebody who is always victimized by what somebody perceives them as. And if you with the victim mentality, the way it'll play out is they'll be looking for you to give them that acknowledgement or that attention or that admiration whenever they present something to you. And then if you don't see what they believe that you should see, or if you don't feel the way they believe you should feel, then they'll either talk down to you and make you feel inferior, or they can try to guilt trip you because you don't understand them. You don't get it. You're not appreciative. You don't care. So you have that, like I said, you have the one that's going to show you that more assertive, more arrogant, more grandiose nature, and then you have the one that's going to show you that vulnerable, behind the scenes type of narcissism, the victim. So you also have preoccupation with individualized ideation. That basically means that they are so worried about you seeing them the way, or you perceiving them the way they want you to perceive them, that if you go against that, you're going to cause an injury. No matter what you do, you're going to cause an injury because they're locked in that state of mind where I am who I say I am, and you need to see me as that. You don't see me. You see me as something other than that, then something's wrong with you. Individual belief of being more than the common or average. It demonstrates arrogance. Like I said, they can treat you like you're inferior to them. They can treat you like you're beneath them. They can treat you like you should be grateful that they do anything for you, or that they decided to have you in their presence. These are just some of the things that they display, or those are some of the things that only the intimate partners will ever see, because it can go either way. The victim could be the spouse, the victim could be the children, the victim could be the parents, the victims could be the real victims. I mean, so the people who the narcissist displayed this type of behavior with or amongst, it could be any of them. It could be co-workers, it could be employees, any of them, any of it. And with the narcissist, like I said, you gotta remember, you're gonna have the ones where it's obvious. They make it obvious, which is the classic one. They make it obvious that you should be grateful. And then you have the one who does it covertly, behind closed doors, where basically outside of the public eye, outside of the audience, outside of the people that they're trying to impress, or they need to see them a certain way. The vulnerable or the covert narcissists do things behind the scenes, where the outside or the public would probably never know that demeanor or that those characteristics of that person. Because remember, the narcissist wants you to see them the way they perceive themselves, the way they understand themselves. You should be seeing them that way. If you're seeing them any other way, then something's wrong with you. Sense of entitlement, interpersonally exploitative behavior, manipulation, using privileged information for their own benefit and advantage. Basically, what they do is, once they sense, what's the word? Once they sense a threat to their identity, when they sense a threat to the hidden portion of them, the portion of them that they keep from the world, that's when you'll get pushback, you'll get deflection, you'll get projection. The narcissist is going into a different phase. They may sense a narcissistic injury, or they may have been injured when this type of behavior is displayed. So they will take what you told them, what you've done for them, anything like that, and they'll use it to their own benefit. So a perfect example is, if a grandiose narcissist or a classic narcissist senses that there's a threat, they may try to call you out in front of people. They may attempt to assert their dominance on you in front of everybody. They may go out into the public and tell your business to their friends, to people who you have no relation or you don't confide in. That's an example of what a classic narcissist, or somebody who's doing their narcissistic behavior out in the public. The vulnerable or the covert narcissists are the ones that do this type of thing to the close one, their closest relatives, the people closest to them, their circles, their close circles, the people who know them intimately. Those are the people that they demonstrate, or they can demonstrate. I'm not saying they're the only ones. I'm saying more than likely you're seeing it with the closer family members, or the closer circle of friends or network people. That's who you see in this. They're going to display that behavior with them, because for them, They were locked in a state of victimhood early on. Nobody could see them, nobody could understand them, nobody cared about them, nobody showed them love. All this type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that they will look for in other people through you acknowledging them, paying attention to them. If you don't do that with a vulnerable or a covert, they will display these types of behaviors. They will start to manipulate you. They will talk to you about things that you have already that you told them in confidence, personal things, things that could hurt you, they will use against you or to their advantage. These are also the types, well, all of them, all the narcissists. What they can do is, what they tend to do is they have to make sure that they have a constant supply, because these people suffer from a lack of empathy. They cannot relate to how we do emotionally. So to make up for that, they'll use your emotions. They need you to react. They need you to respond. And when they can't get a reaction out of you or a response out of you, a lot of times they need to find something else. They'll go away. They will try to figure out another way. They'll try to find another partner. They'll find somebody else who will give it to them, because at that point there's nothing there between you and them. It's not like if you shut down, they'll understand that, and they'll understand that you need to be comforted. No. They're not gonna they're not gonna extend a hand to support you, because in their eyes, in their mind, you're not supporting them in that moment, and they're feeling they are who matter. So understand, there are more than one type of narcissist out there. um a lot of them exhibit the same traits, but the hardest ones to spot are the ones behind the scenes that don't openly show this to the public, that don't openly show this to people outside of their inner circle. Narcissistic personality disorder is a systematic disruption of an individual's daily functioning due to high levels of narcissistic traits. Narcissistic personality disorder is also known as pathological narcissism, or obsessively and habitually exemplifying narcissistic behavior. That means you see this on a constant basis with pretty much everybody that this person comes in contact with, instead of some people seeing it that the narcissist is close to, or the ones that the narcissist work with. They may see it, but the ones at home may not be getting it. Or the ones that play on sports teams. So the ones in sports teams, when they go to play their sports, the athletes will see it. But to anybody outside of that, they don't see it. So we're not talking about them. We're talking about the ones where everybody notices, or people outside of their audience can see the behavior as well. It's got to be done on a daily basis. It can't be, oh, well, I notice it only when this is happening, because that's probably not personality disorder. No, this is, everybody is seeing this person and coming to the same conclusion about this person. And also, this person is displaying this type of behavior in different scenarios. So, it's not just when you're in the bed, but it's when you're in the bed. It's when you going out to the club. It's when you anytime that you pretty much around this person, or you have to walk on eggshells, you can be dealing with somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. This is just how this person is all the time. But these are just, this is just like an overview for people who don't quite understand it and want more clarification. I can provide that. If you want that, I can do that. But I'm going to talk more about the different types of narcissists, and I'm going to try to give some examples of the type of behavior these people exhibit. So I'm closing out now, but in my opinion, those with NPD are locked in a mental state of conflict. And what I mean by that is, at some point in these people's lives, they decided to shut down their discernment or trying to figure something out before taking action. They shut that down for whatever reason. It could have been that when they were growing up and they looked for the type of response they should give or get, they didn't get it. So they might have been damaged by that for whatever reason, under whatever circumstance, and they shut it down permanently. Like they can't, it's like, oh nah, oh nah. It turned into their discernment turned into the enemy, an enemy. If I use discernment, I don't get the results I want. If I attempt to use discernment, but that's just my opinion. There's a lot of opinions out there, but that's just my opinion. I'm very good at spotting these types of people out, especially in relationships. I am a relationship coach, which means that I'm there to assist individuals and couples with the goals that they're trying to obtain. And they have barriers in trying to obtain those goals, so I help them figure out what the barriers are individually and then as a couple, so that they can use their judgment on whether or not they're ready. But please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back with more.